The first dish I ever made Andreas was pasta fagioli, and even after 16 years, he still remembers it like it was yesterday. Well, today I'm going to bring back great memories and make his beloved soup. Hey guys, so today we are making one of Andreas's favorite soups. Actually, my father loves this soup as well, except he calls it pasta fagioli. So he kind of gives it that little slang word, pasta fagioli. So I technically call it that as well, the American way to say it. So first to get started, we need to chop an onion and some carrots. All right, so we've heated our 6-quart pot with some olive oil. And now we're going to saute the onions and carrots. So this is building great flavor for our soup. It's a hearty soup. So this is an Italian soup with beans. So it gives it a delicious hearty flavor. And go the carrots, some salt and pepper. So we got to season, and remember, season every step of the way. So I have been making this soup forever. I want to say this is probably one of the first soups my best friend Wendy taught me how to make, and I've been making it ever since. We like to add some carrots in here because it really gives a nice flavor to the soup. All right, so while the onions and carrots are sauteing, I'm going to chop up some rosemary. So just a little bit of rosemary. Rosemary is very potent, and a little goes a long way, but I like that depth of flavor in this soup. And of course, garlic. Because rosemary is a wood-soluble herb, you can actually saute it. So we're going to toss it right in. If it were a water-soluble herb like basil and parsley, you'd never ever want to heat it because then it loses its flavor, whereas something like thyme and rosemary heightens the flavor when you saute it. Things like basil and parsley, they should be garnished at the end. All right, so we have quite a bit of garlic, about 3-4 cloves. I have 2 huge cloves, so we're going to count them as 2 each. You can smell the rosemary. It smells so good. You could also place thyme in here instead of rosemary. That works beautifully too. All right, now for the garlic. It smells so good in this kitchen. All right, after your garlic is sauteed, now we're going to add our cannellini beans. So these are white beans. I drain them and rinse them. Our chicken stock. All right, so we have San Marzano tomatoes. So these are basically plum tomatoes from Italy. You could also use whole peeled tomatoes. I love the San Marzanos because they just have a little bit extra sweetness and a unique flavor. So dump it in a bowl. Gets a little messy. Get your kiddos in the kitchen. They'll love this. They can just sort of get in here and get their hands in there. So you just really want to squish them up with your hands and break them apart. Best tools in the kitchen are your hands. All right, once they're nice and squished up, we just want to break them apart. We're going to add it into the pot. Bring our soup to a boil and reduce it to a simmer until all the flavors build, about 30 minutes. And for added flavor, I like to take the rind of Parmigiano Reggiano and just toss it right into the soup. It adds great flavor. So salt and pepper. And some red pepper flakes. So a little bit just adds a nice kick. And then while this is cooking, we're gonna boil our pasta. It only takes about 6 minutes and we'll let it hang out, and at the very end, the last 2 minutes of the soup cooking, we'll add it. So our soup has been cooking for about 30 minutes, and now I already went ahead and drained our ditalini pasta. You could also use elbow pasta. So al dente, about 6 minutes. So now I just want to finish the cooking process with the pasta in it. That way it can absorb that delicious flavor. Just a couple minutes. So I just want a little taste. It's super hot. All right, so now it's time to taste the pasta fagioli, as my dad would call it. So I like to add some extra grated Parmigiano Reggiano. My dad tends to go overboard on the cheese. A little red pepper flakes and some extra virgin olive oil. So a little bit on top, it gives it a nice fruity flavor. It's so delicious. And then just take some fresh basil and just tear it over top. Andreas is going to be really happy today. Yum. I think I want his heart with this soup. What do you think? Just like I remember. So good. With that creamy texture from the beans. It's so delicious. For this recipe, head over to the newspaper's website. And thanks for joining me today. From my kitchen to yours, happy cooking. See you next time.